Hey all, Jin Lee here. This is episode 17 of the Fireside Chat with my co-firesiders Lidz87, The Broadway Sane, and resphoina. The episode was recorded live on March 1st on Lidz87's Twitch stream, and we go over the upcoming content, characters, and the usual stuff. But most importantly, obviously, we're going to talk about the 300k cap. So that's what most of the episode is about. Timestamps are down below as usual. I would like to make a couple corrections in what I said. Thanks, Mino, for pointing it out. Mino Spellgood from TCC, he wrote a great Reddit write-up about this situation. So DQ Tactics is getting the cap implemented around the same time as DFFOO, so it's not like they got it earlier and they're doing it to DFFOO now. The second point I'd like to correct is the JP in-game announcement mentioned that they have no plans to change paid gems to be spent first over free gems because they don't want to disadvantage the paying players. We don't waste those paid gems as paying players. But that would assume that they have plans to use paid gems for something in the future, but right now we don't know that they do or not, so those will be the two corrections. Thanks, Mino, again for pointing that out. Go read his write-up, it'll be in the link in the description. Otherwise, hope you all enjoy, hope you all voice your opinions about the 300k cap, and hopefully we can get this change fixed. Hashtag stop the cap. Alright, thanks everyone. Bye.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Buenos.
What up?
You want to be in Cobra Kai?
Oh dear. Zayden's ready for Cobra Kai.
Honest question, 40. Does Zayden ever cry?
Yes. More so now.
It seems impossible.
Yes.
Ooh, the Crystal Chronicles with
Yes.
hashtag stop the cap.
Yes.
Stop the cap.
Please.
Stop the cap.
Damn it. That is a powerful hashtag.
What's up?
Time for a revolution.
Yeah,
I
right.
know.
Mark, lead the way.
Let's do it. Mark lives like down the street, so I'll be right behind him with the sign. Just stop. Okay.
We should all
Stop the
we should all sing that song from Les Mis. Do you hear the people sing?
Mark is the shepherd. We'll be the sheep.
That's funny. Zayden, what do you have in your hands, buddy? What is that?
It's like a cloth teether.
Oh, a cloth teether. Oh, I'm
We'll protest in Orland Park at like a Denny's.
Bro, I haven't been to a Denny's in forever. What if I?
Hey, that sounds good.
Mark? What if I told you that I like Baker Square? I don't know if that's a Midwest thing or not. But 40, I'm gonna have to like take tips from you
What? About?
for the baby. Like how
Oh,
the babies.
Yeah. Feel
Yeah,
free to hit me up.
for sure. I need notes.
Reverse hunger protest.
Let's go. Oh man. So we'll just give it a second here, friends. Let viewers trickle in, and then we will get started because oh man, we have quite the topic today. It's gonna be interesting. We'll give you guys a sneak peek if you guys should join Cobra Kai or not. Think about it.
You want to be in Cobra Kai?
I love the headband. It looks great.
Dragoon step on your wife is always right and you're wrong.
That's how to husband.
Oh, shit.
That's how to husband.
Yeah, that's not how to take care of.
That's not how to baby.
That's already implemented. Okay. But I always tell my wife if she makes me sleep on the couch, that's fine because I have my gaming room, so I'll just be here all night.
There you go.
I have my own couch in here. I'm fine. So it's not even a punishment for me. So is Teddy sleeping?
He is.
Oh,
He's just right
Doggo.
there.
Doggo is
out.
be cute and sleep.
I know. Teddy lives like truly the easiest life in the world, and he's very, very spoiled, but he's worth it because he's the best bear.
It's adorable. You know what's sad is that Oliver likes to be the same, just sleep and all that, and apparently he gained some weight.
Really?
Yeah, apparently he's like a pound heavier than what he should be, and I guess in just doggy weight that's a lot.
Wait, how much does he weigh?
I don't know. Just the vet said a pound heavier than whatever my wife took him.
Because Teddy weighs 8 pounds.
Oh, I think Oliver's
Ooh.
slightly heavier than that.
He's tiny. 8
He's
pounds.
just having that
was 7,
standard
but we were-
Midwest meal.
Yeah,
It's-
he was 7 pounds, but we were very excited when he moved up a pound, right, Bear? And he's like, "Why did you wake me up?"
Yeah. Really grouchy, grumpy. Oh man, we love our pets. Jen, do you have an animal? Pet?
I did.
Creature?
I did. Well, my parents and family did.
Okay.
She was a small thing, small
Ah.
tooth.
Rip.
Oh,
Mm.
I'm sorry, fam.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all good. It's been many years since, but yeah, we only had the one.
Okay. Awesome. Teddy's like, don't you have a podcast to do? Leave me
Literally.
Leave me alone. Let me sleep. Oh man. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get started here, friends. All right. All right. So welcome back, everybody, to another Fireside Chat episode 17, a monthly podcast where 4 friends get together, have some drinks, and talk about Dissidia, Final Fantasy, Opera Omnia, J Unit with the Whales Unite. Sub, I appreciate it, fam. But if my fellow hosts would please introduce yourselves so our viewers can know who you are.
I'm Rez, YouTube, Twitch. I am currently on my work sabbatical, and I'm not working again till April 4th. And I am just riding that high. But yeah, and then this is Teddy.
And what is that you're sipping on? Oh, I'm sorry.
And I'm having a White Claw, obviously.
Yeah, I'm Jin Lee. I'm on YouTube, or according to Mino, I'm Jin the Whale Lee, and you can catch me wailing on DFFOO and ranting about the cap.
What are you drinking, Jen? Even though we can't see it.
I already had my coffee. I'm not drinking
Ah.
anything really.
Sounds good. I'm 40, the Broadway saying. You guys can catch me on YouTube, Twitch, Discord, Twitter. This is my son Zayden, Ceodore, who is joining me tonight for the Fireside Chat. And I made sure it was okay to mention this, but I recently hit 5,000 followers on Twitch, and I'm doing a celebratory stream on the 8th with a few giveaways. So if you guys want to check that out, we'll be having 7 hours of fun on the 8th.
When is that? On the 8th. Okay.
March 8th, 8:30 a.m.
It's like a Monday.
Pacific.
It's
It's a Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
I'm almost certainly still gonna be asleep, even though it'll be 11:30 Eastern. I woke up at like 2
worries.
p.m. today. But I will do my best to tune in. Congrats, 40.
Yes,
Thank you.
Congrats, 40.
And I'm having this. This is called Center. It's a sparkling CBD drink, and it's delicious.
Ooh. Oh, that sounds delicious. Send some my way. I'll have to try that out. All right.
I should.
And I am Lidz87, a YouTube, Twitch content creator. And tonight I am actually drinking some whiskey. We got Woodford Reserve, and the only thing I found to
Yes,
mix it-
Woodford.
Yes. I
stuff.
found Pepsi. Oh look, I have ginger ale right there. Gosh damn it, I should use the ginger ale. That would have been better. But that's what I'm drinking tonight. All right, friends. So again, we appreciate you guys joining, and let's get started. Now, Rez, how was your past month? Did you green Locke?
I did. Yeah, some of you might have seen that Jin stole another victory from me in our latest pull battle. Yet again, that's 3 wins for me versus 10 for him. But in all honesty,
Who's counting anyways? Who's counting?
yeah, it's
Oh,
fine.
right,
It's
sorry.
fine. My luck has been like amazing lately, and it still has. So I mean, the tradition continues of like me losing against Jin and then resetting my luck. Except I've had
You're
just
welcome.
really good luck
You're
for
welcome.
a while. No. You're welcome. So anyway, besides Locke, that cost me about 45K. I was bummed to have to token the burst, but like I got, Edgar for free. I think who else was on a banner? Papa. I ended up doing like 60 tickets or something. It just hurt to have to token both him and Garnet in like a 2-week span. So I'm hoping that Zach is nice to me. But other than that, skipped Zande. Had a lot of fun with Strago and Edgar. I was supposed to skip Papalymo and then got him by accident, and he's adorable, especially with the little choco rods. I've been having a lot of fun with him and like Alize and stuff. But yeah,
You're
past
supposed to
month has
skip
been pretty.
Gilgamesh too, right?
Oh yeah, I was supposed to skip Gilgamesh too, and then I got his LD on the free pull, and I actually used him in like his Lufeni. He's so much fun. I love his mechanics and like gimmicky characters like that. So anyway, the last month in terms of DFFOO, the last month has been really good, especially since I finally hit Millionaires Club. And then left it with the full battle, but I'm back there again. But now apparently that's a bad thing. So. But yes, big milestone. So anyway, that's what it's been like for me. Lidz, how about you?
The last month has been surprisingly well. I got a lot of characters LD. Strago, Edgar. Surprisingly, I don't know how that one happened. I've had Dark Nancessa, Papalymo, which I was excited for because that's the banner where I gem chased for Locke's burst weapon. I was waiting, and even the night when that banner debuted, the Donkey Kong Country and the Papalymo banner, when it came out, I know we were waiting because there was supposed to be the Square Enix community live stream the following day. My viewers like, just wait, don't go ham now, because what if they surprise us again? They're like, nope, no surprises. Like, okay. So went ham, was able to get Locke's burst there, greened him, so that was great. Locke is great, awesome, love him. I was thinking about greening Furion, but unfortunately did not do that. Gilgamesh, I threw some tickets at it, didn't get them. That's fine with me. I'm personally not that much of a fan of Gilgamesh anyways, but it's fine. I did like him in Mobius, which was great. Kefka I've had, but he is not going to be green, so he's just going to sit there. Tifa, of course, 90. Everybody else, as long as I can 90 them, I did. How about yourself, Jin?
Locke was a really weird cycle for me. Like, I was planning to get his burst, go gems on his LD, but then I got his LD for free, and I skipped Edgar because I could care less. Yeah, thank you for giving back my luck. And then I was wanting to get Dessel, with who I missed the first time around for 450 tickets, along with Papalymo and Locke's burst. But then I got Papalymo's for free, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ignore this cycle and pretend I didn't do anything, and then token Locke instead. And then Gilgamesh, I didn't really care for him, but then I got him in 40 tickets. So yeah, even the game, the game is like telling us to spend our gems, but like, I can't even if I want to, It's a tough life living the first world problems.
That's funny.
But that is like, essentially, like, I could have, what I mean generally by like, when I say like maximize your luck and limit your bad luck, is like, I could have went for Locke's burst, and lost 125k gems and wasted all my good luck there, but I just decided to forget it and token it, and that's how I can save 125k gems. So that is my resource management tip for the day. How about you, 40?
Locke I would say was overall nice to me. I had every intention to token the burst, but then I got it on tickets before I got the LD. So I had to end up spending more tickets to get the LD. I think it was around close to 400, but getting both the burst and the LD with tickets, I would say, is a win. So he treated me really well. I was gonna skip Edgar, but I'm also a big FF6 fan, and you can't have Sabin LD and not have Edgar LD. Like, come on, they're bros. They're the twins. So I went for that. Got lucky with that on tickets too, and Gilgamesh, nah, skipped them. Didn't get lucky on the free, and Papalymo, I actually got lucky and got him off of a daily free single when I had every intention of skipping him. Then I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I would say overall the month has been pretty good. Oh, Edge, sorry. Yeah, I would say this month has been pretty good. You guys probably heard that. That was my son.
He was giving his feedback, so it's appreciated.
Yeah.
Yes.
His month was okay too.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
He came off as angry, like he didn't get the units he wanted. So.
I think it's complaining about why didn't more people green Furion is what he was upset about.
Oh, what's up, buddy? And he's like, no.
Hi, Edge.
Can you say hi?
Wow, Zayden grew really fast.
What's up? We got to spend money?
Everybody.
Hey, Edge.
Everybody.
Edge, how do you feel about the gem cap?
I don't know.
There we go. There we have it.
Go.
There
There
it
you
is,
go.
guys. All right, thank you guys for joining. We'll see you guys next month. Just kidding. He doesn't know how to take it in. I think he's still processing. So, all right. So it seems like the past month for everybody has gone really well. Now we do have some upcoming units that are rather interesting. Now the first one, it's actually one of 40's from his very favorite game, right? Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy The After Years, which I promise I'll play it one day. I gotta play. I gotta see what the hype is about. Oh, well, look.
He shrunk again.
Yes, FF4 in general is my hands down my favorite. It's the one that it's the first Final Fantasy I played when it was Final Fantasy 2 on SNES. But yeah, Ceodore. Do you want me to talk about him?
Well, I mean, I only brought it up because I know on JP you greened them. Are you gonna green them on the global side of the game? Are you thinking about it too, or nah?
I guess I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Ceodore's design from being ported over to After Years to DFFOO, it's cool, but it doesn't quite work for DFFOO. It's just really awkward. He gets fixed a little bit, but even his BT plus effect, and again, this is spoiler for those who don't know what it does, it's barely okay in my opinion. I think his burst plus effect would have been good if it came out at the beginning of BT plus era. But where we're at now, he doesn't have HP damage cap up. He has HP damage up, but he doesn't have that, and it only lasts for 6 turns.
Yep, that's the meta right there. You got to go with the HP cap up. You
HP cap up. You can use him because it's quote unquote garbage time. You can use him, and he'll do fine. It's just if you stack him up with what we have already, like Garnet, Locke. Yeah, I'm sorry, it breaks my heart, but yeah, he's kind of he's tragic in my opinion.
We're kind of. I was just gonna say we're kind of seeing the effects of Garnet. The fact that she's so damn powerful, it's making us question a lot of these other units. So
yeah.
It also makes like other units like even more appealing with like more HP cap up. Everything needs to be like the meta is HP cap up because we have no problem hitting like enough HP damage. So we need that cap up. So that's why like I would say like Ramza and those units you can stack them with Garnet. Or actually, Tidus is a really like turn stealers have now become a huge great units. Like Tidus will, be great to pair with Garnet. The whole Gilo landscape has changed a lot because of Garnet. Terra, obviously, for Res.
So excited.
She's like, yeah, I know. Did you 5 out of 5 her ultimate weapon or not yet, Res?
Working towards it. I thought I was gonna have enough by the time she comes out with her BT plus, but I can't get Mog Pass, so who knows if I'll have enough cores to max it. But yeah, sword is the one. I've got sword, great sword, and staff, but sword is the one that I'm building right now. It's at 2 out of 5, almost 3 out of 5.
Okay. Now, Rez, do you currently have Tidus's burst weapon? Or
yes,
you do.
I got Tidus on his original LD banner when I gemmed it, so got the burst along the way to like late gem LD. So I might burst plus it. I might green him. I have like no greens. Well, I guess I just greened Garnet and Locke, but I feel I have so many burst books and like no one to really use them on. So I feel like if anything, I should BT plus him.
Yeah, he's definitely a great option, and I swear, because I know this is a question that some players should probably ask themselves, but the fact that Tidus, every time he comes back to global with something, he's always strong. 35 CP came out, that dude was strong. EX, he was strong. Burst weapon, he was strong. Burst plus, he's strong. Then he comes back later down the line with a force weapon, which, oh my gosh, this dude is just busted. Now, 40, would you... let's say for example, a player that does not have Tidus's burst weapon, right? Dude can connect back to back. He does the shoot top, right? He can do the jet shot. Lots of damage, as it was mentioned. He'll pair up beautifully with Garnet, just stacking up her stacks. Would you recommend for players to go for Tidus's burst weapon upon debut, or wait until the Force era?
I would say get it now, because you could run him now up until Force era and continue to run him. He's still being used in the Force era. He's really powerful. Yeah, he's phenomenal. And with Garnet being accessible to a majority of us, pair them up together, that's a ton of damage right there. Yeah. He if anything, he's the real prize of the Ceodore BT cycle. His return with his BT and BT plus. He's really, really powerful. I would say, yeah, from a meta perspective and from, somebody either coming back into the game or starting off, it's a fantastic character to go for. I'd say do it right away.
Unfortunately, sorry, I'm double checking the slides right now. Unfortunately, we do not have a free multi-draw, guys, on those banners. So you're gonna have to go in with your own resources.
Wait, 40. So you're saying that people should go 125k gems on Tidus and Ignis banner? Is that what you're saying? Just clarifying.
Well, putting me in a tough spot. I thought this was for returning or new players. For returning or new players, yeah. For veteran players, it's a good pickup, but I wouldn't go to pity it. It's a good pickup though. That's what I think. For veteran players that don't have him but already have pretty stacked units, I'd say you don't really need him. Although he is powerful, so if you pick him up. But if you're a returning or a newer player, I would say try to go all in for him. He's good. Like I still use him to this day on JP.
Zayden, what do you think, bud?
Yeah, do you agree with your dad here?
He's like, what? He's like, no, I don't agree with you. Look at that look he's giving you.
Yeah, he's definitely a great character and definitely goes really well with Garnet. The only issue I would say is that this era is not demanding of such characters, and when he does return, you can pick up his Force weapon and burst together. I don't have his burst, but if I did, I probably would green it for fun. But yeah, I'm not going to personally go for his burst here. But that's me. Yeah.
Is that because of planning reasons? Waiting for the Force?
It's because, number one, I don't need him. Number two, he's not worth 50 burst tokens to me or under 25k gems. So I would just use the efficient method of picking up his burst with his Force later down the line because I wouldn't need him green now. That's my take on it.
I mean, to counter that, I would say, though, that you should go gems because you got to spend your free gems to start hitting that, to reducing the cap.
Right. Right.
So you got to start using your gems. I believe strongly. And chase for the
if there's any time for me to burn gems, it will be for Tifa burst, Aerith Force, Celis burst, Renoa burst. That's where I will be spending my gems. If there's a time for me to go below the 300k cap, that will be the time.
Okay.
Likewise.
And believe us, friends, we are going to definitely talk about that cap here in a moment. All right. Is there any other upcoming units that you guys are excited about? Like me personally, freaking Seifer. Raz, come on. You're excited about Seifer too, aren't you? Don't lie.
No.
Oh, gosh.
No. I super don't care about Seifer. Sorry.
Oh, no.
But I respect that you are excited.
I lost my train of thought there. I don't know why in this game. I just like him. The fact debuffs, delays, just the damage that he could do. It's pretty nice, and the fact that he's going to be paired up with Rem.
Rem is the winner here. Rem is who everyone should pick up here. Seifer just afterthought.
Just having her with turn manipulation, the off turn damage is going to be nice too. I don't remember from the trailer. She launches out like those orbs as her follow-up damage, which is pretty nice. So, yeah, definitely a great unit. I remember back in the day, she used to be used a lot. Just turn manipulation. Her turn manipulation was just very powerful. Especially during, what was it, guys? The Leila era? You guys remember that era? Back in the day?
Oh, my God. Way back. launch meta, like original launch meta.
Rem 35 CP. That's all you needed. It was all good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I just had flashbacks to the. All right, how many times has this happened to you guys? The flashbacks to the Dark Knight Cecil co-ops era when it wasn't an exchange token shop, but it was like point missions. And if you didn't have Dark Knight Cecil, the co-op host would just disband.
Yeah.
That was the OG launch meta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yes, Rem is definitely a great pickup, and I'm just excited. Now, Rez, are you gonna go after Leila? I'm curious.
I am. I was originally gonna gem, but I need to use some tickets. But I'm less wary of using gems now that I have Gilgamesh LD. I also just realized I'm gonna be in LA when her banner goes live. So I'll have to do a janky video from my tablet or something, and then edit when I get back. But yeah, very excited. She seems like an amazing character, and I love her aesthetic. I love pirate characters like Ferris. So, but I still got to decide what I'm using. I might do like 100 tickets and then gem or something. What about you, Jen?
Didn't she go live in like 24 hours or less?
Does she?
I think it's tomorrow
I think
night.
so.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wait. Right. Sorry, no. It's tomorrow night. Okay, never mind. I'll be here. I thought I knew I was coming back. Sorry, I'm leaving for LA on the 3rd, and I thought I was coming back on the 3rd. So never mind. I won't stream because I'll be packing, but I'll record.
I still want to see that janky airport poll video.
Oh my god, that was legendary.
She
Literally
almost killed me.
Sitting on the floor of
If I was
the
next to her, she would have
Portland
murdered me.
airport. Oh my god, what a time.
Those are the best ones, though. Come on, let's be real. Airport polls are the best. And yes, Hope, that is 40's son, who is going to give his feedback about the gem cap a little bit later down the line. So I can't wait to see what Zayden has to say. Oh, I cannot wait.
But yeah, on the original question, I'll be pulling with 40 on this one if we're still doing that.
We are.
Just because this is a waifu meta. I mean, how can you not use gems for a waifu meta? And it's kind of like she's like that unit where you're like, just like Sid Rain's like, why did they give her so much kind of thing?
Yep.
It's like, why is she's able to evade, and it's like an overhead, so like it can't even be like removed, so she can lock everybody, evade them, and then bring your entire party up while healing as well. So it's kind of broken. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. Her kid's definitely insane. I definitely agree. And her 100% evasion with her special effect.
Yeah.
Her special effect, she taunts all the enemies, but she overrides all the other taunts if there are any. And then, just as Jin said, she has a counter that just heals your team. So
and brings them all up.
And
brings them all up.
Turn manipulate.
Like all of them, not even just herself. All of them.
So,
but yeah. So are you going gems or ticket slates?
I don't know. So the planner in me says I'm doing fine, but the meta chaser in me says that she would be a great addition to my comps.
What about like what does your waifu meter say?
So my waifu meter says that she's not Tifa, so trash.
Or Lulu.
Or my Lulu meter says that Leila is not waifu, so obviously trash. She doesn't even compare. She's not even up there. I don't know even know why players are excited about her. But I'm not sure. It also depends on, I guess, who the other unit is going to be, because I don't know if they just phrased it where I saw it in my Discord. I haven't checked in game notices. I don't know if anybody else here can confirm that it might be another unit on her banner. I'm not sure, because if it is Vanille, I don't have Vanille yet. That could be cool. If it's somebody else, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But I would love to have Leila. I just don't know yet at this moment if I'm going to go tickets or gems. How about yourself, 40?
I'm sorry, my oldest distracted me. What was the question?
It's okay. Leila, tickets or gems? Oh, wait, you guys are battling.
I'm battling,
Yeah,
so gems.
Okay.
Shout
And-
out to Black Nero. We're starting
Yes.
the hashtag stop the cap. Hashtag
Yes.
stop the cap.
Hashtag stop the cap. Yeah, and
Hashtag stop the cap.
there we go. And yes, I'm battling Jin, and I the terms are I have to beat him 3 times in a row before I get my title back. I don't know why I made those conditions, but I did.
That's your condition, and you're never gonna reach those conditions.
I'll reach them somehow.
So, wait, all right, I got to ask. So, what is there a surprise for the winner or loser? Are we not allowed to know yet?
I don't think we discussed that.
There's no terms.
I don't really. The terms is just me being the Godfather continually, I guess.
Full of confidence. All right. Well, since we're still talking about Leila, do you guys believe that Vanille is going to come back on that banner? I'm sorry, not come back on that banner. On the JP side of the game, Vanille was on the Leila banner. Do you guys still think they will follow that?
I mean,
No.
according to like when Prompto was released in Garnet's cycle, then that made me think that Vanille would also come back on this cycle, just because it's the story and this is synergy for the story. So I did think that Vanille LD would come back here. So hopefully she does. I would like to pick her up.
I'm reading that some viewers are saying that it's already in the game that it's going to be a no. So I'm curious who it's going to be then.
What do you mean? Like it's been mined that it's somebody else?
I believe in-game notices. I'll have to read right now. I have not checked my in-game notices. But I believe the way it was phrased says 2 C90 characters new.
If it's new, that's it could be
Oh.
it could be Bosch. This could be where Bosch comes up.
Ooh.
Because
Zaddy
Bosch
Bosch.
was
Zaddy
with
Bosch.
LSA before,
Oh,
and now he's kind of bannerless. So
Yeah,
Bosch
that
is
would
a-
make sense.
so it's Vash.
Oh yeah. The chat is also agreeing. It seems
Okay.
that it would be Bosch,
Oh, guys,
which sucks because I have Bosch.
Yeah, that's true.
I
But
want
good for
Vanilla.
Bosch. Good for Zaddy.
Yeah, he'll be time traveling, I guess, again.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I like Bosch. I think he's cool. He's always been great. I've always liked him. So okay. I mean, if it's Bosch, that's dope. So,
Isn't he just a poor man's Gabrant?
he's a poor man's Zach. How about that? He's a poor man's Zach Burst.
No, I'm not talking about
He
Kit. I'm not
deserves
talking about
better.
Kit Was. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about Kit Was.
I mean, do you consider a scar being
Technically, he's a
being
poor
less
man's
valuable?
Locke's burst effect. If we're talking about stuff.
Damn it. Okay, well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow night for sure who it's gonna be, and good luck, 40 and Jin Lee.
Yeah,
The best
I'm ready.
Good luck to everyone, Ashley.
Yeah,
Yeah, Liz, where's my luck? I'm still pulling, just not with
you're,
them.
you're gonna get it. I don't need to give you.
No,
I
you
don't
already
need- I don't
have
need
too
to
much
give you
luck.
luck. You're gonna get
I know,
it.
You
but it
have
could leave at
way too
any
much
time.
luck.
It could leave at any time.
No. Have you heard of the content creator rate up? Have you heard? Have you heard about that? It's apparently it's real. So
I mean, I won't be able to buy gems. I'm sure I won't be able to do my monthly content creator rate up, monthly dues. So,
because you're not giving them money, so they're not gonna increase your rates.
Right.
That's what's going on.
that's how it works. That's totally how it
But
works.
don't we do it under the table, though? So under the table should still be okay.
Right, just meets up with Josh. Hey, here you go. Just walks
Oh my
over.
god.
Here's some money. Gosh damn it. All right, who else do we have that's coming? That's exciting. Oh,
Fang.
Fang and Beatrix.
Yes, Faye.
Are you chasing? Are you chasing Jin?
I mean, I would love to have Fang, but it would just be a limited amount of tickets. I already have Beatrix. Beatrix coming back again, which is great.
What
But I already have her stuff.
is that? Like our fourth time getting Beatrix? Third or fourth time?
Beatrix is all over global issues. Like,
Something like that.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have no problem with that. I mean, the more Beatrix, the better.
Are you guys gonna?
But yeah, Fang is definitely a character that we haven't seen in a long time. I've never
Yeah.
really had a chance to pick her up for EX. She's just been never good in any iteration for a long time. She does deserve a little bit of love here.
Mhm.
Wasn't she early EX Plus in Global or something? And like she still didn't
No,
cut it.
not early EX Plus. She was just like one of the first, and she just
Right, that's what I mean. Like one of the first EX Plus, and unfortunately
It
did
was
not
garbage.
live up to.
Sorry, that slipped out. And they switched that banner. Was that the EX era? The Chaos? No, that was a Chaos era, right?
Mhm.
When it first started, and they had Zell on there. They took
Yeah.
out Tidus.
Oh my god, that's right. Yeah.
And we were all like,
What a
what the hell
fucking
is
mess
happening?
that was. That was a disaster.
Oh man. 40, are you gonna be going after Fang on the global side of the game? Are you gonna chase her LD?
No.
No.
I besides Leila and possibly Rem, this month is and Ceodore BT, but I'm probably just gonna token that so I don't have to even think about pulling on the banner. Yeah, there's nothing really that I want from this month unless they surprise us with something, which I'm pretty sure they won't. They have other things they need to work on. Yeah, I don't see myself pulling for Fang. I did get something that I had no intention of wanting, but I got it on the free multi on a very recent banner that came out. I got Yuri's LD on the free. I did not expect that.
Very nice.
Yuri's LD is Yuri is a very mid character. Let's just say that.
I haven't used Yuri in so long since I think it's EX era back in the day.
It's just I haven't.
He was
I
really
don't-
good with EX.
I don't use him at all,
No.
so I didn't pull him here. I didn't even try to pull.
Is it just me or did Chelinka's voice get annoying? That high pitch like Yuri. I'm like, oh, just cringe.
I
just
think
me?
I think Chilika is cute. I'd rather play with
thought
Chilika
she was
than
cute.
Yuri. She's cuter than Yuri.
Okay. I thought it was just me, but yeah. All right.
Yeti.
Oh gosh, damn it. Ah. Oh, what's he trying to say?
I told him to be quiet.
Oh, and he's yelling at us in silence. Okay.
Yes, he's yelling at you guys in silence.
Freaking adorable. Oh.
Every time he sees Lidz's face, he laughs. It's not a coincidence.
All right, I'm done. We had a great stream, guys. We'll see you guys next month. Sadness. It's okay. It's okay. Rez, how about yourself? The Fang. Are you gonna go for the LD? Are you gonna go for that wonderful Days debuff?
Probably not. I am prioritizing both Leila and Rem over Fang. Poor girl. But I mean, it's about time she got some love. I will just probably skip entirely.
Okay. Am I the only one throwing tickets on that banner? Shit.
No, I am.
Okay.
Just because of my
Okay.
Final Fantasy 13 love.
Also, you're the one player that likes Final Fantasy 13.
I am the one player.
Oh,
I am
damn
the
it.
one player.
All right.
Halcyon
specifically
really likes
13
Fang
too,
too.
though.
I'll make that.
I like
too.
13-2 the most.
Okay.
But 13 wasn't as bad as I was expecting after all the bad reviews. I enjoyed it.
I'll have to give it another shot. I made it halfway, but just like the first half, Snow annoyed the shit out of me. That's why there's a hatred for me and Snow. He's like, "Oh, you're a hero. You just told me that, bro. You literally just said that." So, all right, but anywho, now for a play. All right, so me, I'm thinking about tickets for Fang. I'm not gonna go that ham. I don't have Fang on the JP side of the game. I mean, her kit seems interesting. The fact that she has that debuff days that just stops the enemy from acting, that's pretty nice. So that would be a nice call action to have on the team compositions. Now, Jin, if a player does not have Beatrix, would you recommend for a player to go in with tickets or gems? And if so, should there be a limit?
I mean, I wouldn't recommend anyone gem this banner. But it's definitely, generally, if I'm missing 2 LDs that come around, I do generally like to throw some tickets at it and pick up at least one of them. It's an efficient way to pick up some more weapons to add to your tool bag. But otherwise, I wouldn't say it's definitely not a gem banner, I don't think.
Does everybody here has Beatrix's LD, right?
I would
Mhm.
say, yeah, all of us here, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's already blue. She's
So
waiting.
it definitely lowers the value. Yeah, it definitely lowers the value of the banner for us.
Okay. I mean, if anybody that doesn't have Beatrix yet, I think she's an amazing unit. Always has been a great unit since the
Beatrix.
debut. Oh, you like Beatrix too?
Actually, she wasn't. Her initial LD release wasn't that great, actually. Though, to be honest, it was when it got reworked.
Right, because
Or-
she wasn't even good. Like she wasn't great for her own event because they needed it was like the Lamias or whatever, and they needed to keep getting like in order for the orb to go up, they needed to have a debuff removed. But like when they would reapply it, the only thing like Beatrix would need to reapply the rose petal debuff, but then it would remove all of the buffs that they had, so that there was no way to uptick the orb, and it was just like, why?
That's right. And Cloud, I think I remember that. I ran Cloud
Yeah.
instead with
Yeah,
his
Cloud with his World of
Crimson
Illusions
Edge.
was good. Yeah.
Yep.
That's right. Oh man, but well,
Beatrix became good once she countered everything. Once she was able to counter everything regardless, that's when she became pretty good.
That defense ignore.
Yeah, defense ignore is OP.
It's really powerful. And her EX buff is just really strong. After upgrading her HP attack, just giving your allies HP negation pretty much 100%. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So all right. So I think it's about that time, guys. It's time for that main topic, what we're all here for. Hashtag stop the cap. Jin Lee, can you get us started with the Square putting a cap on our purchased gems?
All right. Well, I've said the biggest points I wanted to make on my rant video on my channel already, so have many others, but hopefully this won't be too repetitive. But I do have some additional thoughts as well. And yeah, for those who generally don't know, essentially there is this new thing being implemented in GL on March 22nd, which already is implemented on JP, that anyone with 300,000 paid gems in their account cannot make purchases until they go under that amount. And then the way that DFFOO works is we have to use all our acquired and free gems before that. So many people, including myself, have quickly or slowly accrued up to and past 300,000 paid gems already throughout the lifetime of this game, which is 4 years for GL. So, and since we're always just using our free gems, there's just like no way to use our paid gems. So Squex is literally turning down money from us longtime supporters once this goes into effect. So I'm really curious how anyone can see this is a good thing, and if I just think they're not understanding the situation properly if they think this is a good thing. Like, first off, I'm still disappointed in Squex. They haven't released a statement yet, especially if they were going to be like all sneaky about this and not talk about it on the JP or GL community streams and just hide behind the in-game announcements. One would think that they would have made some official announcement and would have seen this backlash coming and had like or at least something prepared to handle it. Like, even if they didn't see it coming, it's been many days now of like a huge community uproar and it's just silent from their part. So I know it's not Josh or Crystal's fault, so don't harass them. And there was just a weekend, but the longer it takes for like the top suits to do something, then the more it's essentially just causing us, the player base, to lose faith in the game. But I'm personally hoping it's taking a long time to implement just because, or to respond because they're trying to implement a proper solution. But it would be nice if they could actually communicate something, that they're working on something, anything more than the response that Joshua already put out, which was pretty informal, that didn't really say much. And for those like unaware of the in-game JP announcement that when it went live, they mentioned the in-game announcement along the lines of, this is company policy. We have no plans currently to change the gem cap to encourage the purchase of gems, which that really makes you go like, huh? Like, just from any business perspective, it just makes like zero sense why a company would want to turn down business. And for those like people that there's a small minority that seems to like think like maybe it's government or legal, but like it seems highly unlikely it's a government or legal thing because otherwise other gachas would have had to do this. it seems unlikely it's a company-wide Squex or Team Ninja thing. Otherwise, all their gachas would have had to do this. It does not help people spend more responsibly because it only affects those with a lot of gems. So you can still be under the cap and buy a lot, spend a lot, buy a lot, pool a lot. You know, I think that's what Squex in the end is actually hoping everyone becomes like that. And yeah, I think that they don't understand that any other game that has a paid gems cap actually has a way to use paid gems. So they don't seem to understand that all this does is just punish loyal paying players, aka the game's biggest supports, and everyone in this situation, including me, has voiced that we are not going to burn through all our free gems just to get our paid gems to under the cap. So it's essentially locks all of us out from buying things, and this is the biggest point, and this is why it does affect everyone, free to play or not, because if the game doesn't make money, it will die. So I personally don't care if like I can't get a costume or a Mog Pass. I can absolutely live without spending money on a mobile game. Actually, no, that's a lie. I will commit Sudoku if I can't buy Aerith or Tifa dresses. The fact that it affects a large portion of the paying player base should be concerning to everyone who likes the game. Even for someone who just gets the premium Mog Pass all this time, they would eventually hit this cap. It's not just a whales issue. And this would probably make people reconsider buying other things or other bundles to save room in their cap for the premium Mog Pass. So this game will just lose money regardless, and if they don't do something to fix this. And if this game does lose a lot of money, then the top suits will pull the plug. So that's where most of the concern comes from the player base. It's not that we can't buy something, it's that the game will die. And that's why no one in their right mind thinks this will actually yield a good outcome for the players or the game. And this is why I see most of everyone in the community is still united on this. Even the JP players, Mino Spellgood from TCC, he did look up like how the JP player reactions to this, and they are also equally as pissed. So Squex is trying to somehow make more money without thinking too hard on how it worked. They think that this will encourage people not to hoard, but this game is just too free to play friendly for its own good, and means we have too many free resources regardless, and there's no way we're gonna get to our paid gems first. We're not even hoarding. We use our resources efficiently for who we want, and that is still ends me up with most of the weapons in the game. So unless they're going for an end of service in the long game, cutting down the income slowly and giving us a slow death, there doesn't seem to be a logical explanation to this move. Outside of like Mino Spellgood, like I mentioned, he did a really great write-up on Reddit about the whole thing. I suggest people go out and read it. Although he probably will get a defamation lawsuit from me for it because he called me a whale. but like outside of his whole breakdown and solutions of the situation, his comparison with another of Squex Gacha games, DQ Tactics, was particularly interesting to me. Like basically that game does have a paid gem cap, which is surprise, it's 300,000 K as well. It's 300,000 as well. And surprise, surprise, it is Squex's highest earning gacha game. So it appears to be that Squex is trying to slap on something they think could be the reason DQ Tactics works and makes money onto one of their lower earning games, which is DFFOO. But there are huge differences between DQ Tactics and DFFOO, whereas 300,000 is a lot in their currency. They didn't wait 4 or 5 years to implement it. They actually have a way to use paid gems on like paid gem banners or their version of Mog Pass. So it does seem to be just a boneheaded attempt to match their best game success to increase revenue for DFFO without thinking it could work, without thinking how it could work if we have literally no reasonable way to spend our paid gems. So like solutions, I'm mostly just for lifting the cap entirely, and I'm not advocating for paid gem banners or anything like that, but outside of allowing us to use paid gems first, we do need something to use our paid gems for if they're not going to completely lift the cap. And I know many are advocating for like costume bundles or Mog Pass to be sold cheaper without gems, which is nice. It's fine for me too. I would love that. But it doesn't really solve the problem for like the overall issue. which is that like whales won't be able to buy all the other bundles, and the most people that aren't buying costumes now won't really buy that much if they're cheaper later anyways. So I don't really see like how that would help the game in the long run either. They'd have to do it for all the bundles to solve this problem, but the bigger whales and spenders, they would have spent regardless for the higher price earlier, so it does lose money in the end. So I don't really know, outside of lifting the cap, what is a better solution, but they're all better than what is the worst solution right now. We're living in the worst scenario right now. So otherwise, if they don't change something, we're all going to go free to play. And yeah, hopefully that didn't tune out everyone, but that is my end of my second rant. So what do you think? What do you think, Rez? We need
I
a good
mean, pretty much.
Rez rant.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same as you. Like, this is, and I don't think there's anybody on here that disagrees. Anybody on, like, even watching this stream that doesn't understand why it's a bad idea. If you genuinely do not understand why this is a terrible idea, we are happy to explain it in like no judgment whatsoever. Like, if there's something you genuinely don't understand for why this is not a good idea for anyone, we are happy to like, break it down. But this is just like, this is the only, I've played a bunch of gachas, and this is the only game where not only me, but the majority of players, the majority of players that I know, they spend money in the game, not because they need to, but because they want to. All the other gachas I've played where I've spent money, it's 100% because I've needed to, because I've run out of the premium currency. But for DFFOO, it's only ever been to support the game and to get costumes I like. I unfortunately don't think that, selling the costume packs and stuff without gems is possible. I don't remember where I read this, but I feel like I read this a while ago where it's like, it's not, like gacha games literally cannot sell packs that don't for real money that do not include the premium currency that is used in the game. I'm fairly certain that that's a thing. And I have never seen in any of the gachas that I've played any packs available that don't at least have some form of premium currency, whether it's like orbs and Fae or gleam stones and Crestoria, RIP. So that's why I'm not holding my breath for that. Paid gem banners, I wouldn't want to see that implemented, but like if it's the only way to save the game, like if there's literally no other option, I guess I'd rather that than it close. But the thing that gets me most about this is that this is just so unlike them. They've always been so good about communication and being transparent with us and like, taking feedback and implementing it. Like, this is a big reason why a lot of us are loyal to this game. And the way this was all handled just feels really, really sneaky and kind of underhanded, which, it kind of reminds me of like the Setzer banner, but that, it was so small in comparison to this long-term impact. But like, I keep thinking like, wow, this feels like I'm playing Crestoria again, which like that should never really be a feeling that I have with as it relates to like gacha mechanics. So I personally, I am at 400k paid gems, like I've said, and I'm at, I think, just over 600k for acquired, and those paid gems have never gone down because ever since just like Halcyon said, the fact that it's so unlike the developers makes me more confident that it's corporate driven and it's just like completely out of their control. So hopefully they can take whatever earnings or not earnings there are as a result of us acting or not acting on this by like not purchasing, and can take it to the evil corporate overlords and be like, we told you this was a dumb decision, so like don't do this. But shit, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I was free to play in this game until I'm a day one player. I was free to play in the game until September 2019 when I bought my first costume pack, and that was partially because it was Zach and partially because I didn't have enough. I needed 5k more gems to pity Vayne EX, my very first pity. But after that, any purchases I made were strictly because of costumes and everything, and so I've never gone down to 0 gems since that. I've never gone down to 0 acquired gems, and so my paid gems have just never been touched. I get premium mod pass every month. I just counted, I've got over 50 costumes, but like it's all money that I've been more than happy to spend because this game is great. It's a great community. I've had so much fun playing it and hanging out with all of you. So I am more than happy. Like I spent so much time on it. So I'm more than happy to, spend my money on that instead of like, getting, an expensive dinner one night or something. For the people who think that like this is Squex doing this to help people's gambling addictions, like no business, no money-making business gives one shit about how their consumers spend money. So while like, it would be great if they cared. They absolutely do not care because no corporation will ever care about that. And it's not even like they're not even the ones that it's affecting because like many people have said, the hardcore gamblers, they're not the ones that have like 600k gems. They're the ones that are always on a very low gem count because they keep spending the gems and buying again. So this does not affect them at all. And if they think that we players who have been, budgeting our polls, not hoarding, but just like spending wisely, are going to blow all of that control and like rewards away just so that we can give money to them. Like it's so, everything about this is just so counterintuitive. And I genuinely do not like, I don't think that they did this because of end of service being in the future, but I think that if it happens, it will absolutely be because of this in large part. So anyway, that's my rant. So hopefully they fix it. I really don't know what I'm going to do if it's still in place and the game is alive when Tifa and Aerith Burst come out. When Tifa Burst and Aerith FR come out with their Wall Market dresses, because if I can't get those, I will riot. But yeah, that's my piece.
I want to hear 40. I know you wanted to speak up about this. I've seen the comments from the videos. I've seen all that. What, fam? Preach, brother.
Well, Jin and Rez kind of drew a little bit of my heat out of me because they said a lot of the things that I was going to say in probably a nicer manner than I would have, which is I'm glad that they did. But it really just blows my mind that we go from having an amazing 4-year anniversary with this game and an amazing 5-year anniversary with JP, where they give us the biggest fan service for all the fans of this game. Garnet BT plus first, Tifa with the costume and all that. They go from that, which is very memorable, and we're always going to remember that. And then they all of a sudden do a complete 180 and go, oh, now we're going to do this. It just blows my mind. Like, why would you do something like this? It makes no sense. And man, like I said, Jin and Rez pretty much point out everything that I wanted to say. And one thing that I do want to remind you guys of is that please do not target Josh or Crystal. They have nothing to do with this. They are the messengers. What they're there for is to deliver a message. They're there to tell us what's about to come out, and they're also there technically for us. They take our feedback, and they're the ones they're our voice. They're the liaison between us and whoever is doing this. So anybody that's going to be present on the next stream that they do, please, I know you guys probably won't, but I know there's some out there that feel the need to just attack Josh and Crystal. Just don't do it, guys. They have nothing to do with this. I'm pretty sure they feel just as much as we do about this entire situation. They feel the same way that we do. But yeah, this is a terrible move on Square Enix. It's all of a sudden they don't know how basic business works. It's how it feels. Is they made a grave mistake in doing something like this. It's like if I owned a restaurant and I had all these customers that came in that supported my restaurant for a long time, and then all of a sudden I told them, oh, you guys can only order from this limited time menu, and this limited menu has very minimal options out of nowhere. It's like they're doing that. That's exactly what they're doing. They're hurting their biggest supporters. It doesn't matter if you're a whale. It doesn't matter if you're a casual spender. And also, it doesn't matter if you're free to play. I've seen comments pop up, well, I'm free to play, so this doesn't really affect me. Yeah, it does, because without money, how do you think Square is going to fund this game? How do you think this game is going to live? How do you think this community that we've built for the last 5 years is going to live? You know, no money, no game, no community. And I would hate for that to happen. And I know a lot of you guys would hate for that to happen, because I built a lot of friendships from this community. I love everybody that I've met in this community. And I know that you guys share the same sentiment. I would hate for that to happen over something stupid like this. It's stupid. It's downright stupid. And another thing that I want to debunk is the whole, Squex is looking out for us. They're trying to stop the whole, irresponsible spending, or those who have a gambling addiction. Well, guess what, guys? I had a little bit of a problem with that back when I was playing this game. There were times where I had zero resources because I would impulse pull. I would waste all of my free resources. I would spend a crazy amount just because I wanted to get that weapon. So you know what? I'm an example of someone that probably had a little bit of a gambling issue with this game. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is that they're not doing this to look out for you, because guess what? Just because somebody has a gambling addiction doesn't mean that they're going to stop their business and stop making money. And people with the gambling addiction, they don't have these crazy amount of gems. They're always stuck at like 5,000, 4,000, and they have to be forced to spend because they have a gambling addiction. I'm an example of that. I'm going to admit it right there. I'm just going to put it out there. I had an issue with that when I first started playing this game, especially when Pity wasn't around. I had that problem. So this is not them trying to protect you guys because, I think our consumers should be more responsible with their spending, because they don't care. They don't. Square Enix is not your friend. They are not your friend. So anybody that tells you, it's because they're trying to stop gambling addiction, absolutely not. This is that would be a very stupid reason for them to do something like this. This blows my mind. Honestly, this just blows my mind. And anybody that thinks this is a good idea, go take a business 101 class, or please, for the love of God, don't open your own business. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you think this is a good idea and you go out and open your own business, your business ain't gonna last for more than a year. Because this is basic business, like ethics here. It's common sense. You're stopping your highest supporters who have supported you for a long time from spending on your game. And what do you think keeps your game alive? It doesn't make any sense. It really does not make any sense. And for anybody, again, that thinks this is a great idea, please come talk to me, and I will give you a basic business 101 class. What makes a business go? Your customers and your money. Simple as that. And pretty much what Square Enix is doing is cutting off their customers and their money.
You know what, 40? Squex is doing even worse than your restaurant analogy. What they're actually doing is, if a loyal customer goes into a restaurant, you say, "Hey, you've spent too much. You paid for too many meals here. I can't accept your business anymore." They're not even giving us a limited menu or limited anything. They're just saying, "You've ordered too many meals here. You're gonna have to go away." That's why it makes zero sense from any business standpoint. Yeah, and like you said, it obviously doesn't target the gamblers because it targets the longest supporting players. That's what it targets, and that makes zero sense. That makes zero sense in any business logic whatsoever, which is why people tend to think it's a legal thing or some government thing, but no other Quest gacha, no other gacha games have this issue. It's probably something from corporate, obviously, but corporate is applying something to this game that doesn't work in this game. So hopefully Josh and Crystal can convey all of our voices, our concerns, and explain why this is so dumb, and hopefully they do fix it. But yeah, if you have anything to add, 40 or Lidz, obviously we need a Lidz rant as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've said everything that I could, because I don't want to continuously ramble and rant, but really it did piss me off because it was brought up to me. The first time I heard about this wasn't actually in the in-game news. I was streaming FF6 Pixel Remaster, and then somebody brought up, what do you think of the 300k gem cap for paid? And I was like, wait, what 300k gem cap for paid? I had no idea what they were talking about, and I guess I must have missed the news on JP because, I can't read Japanese on my JP account, so I had no idea what was going on. And then when it was brought up to me and I realized how grievous the situation was, I was like, oh, wow, okay, well, I parking lotted that conversation because it had nothing to do with what I was playing. But deep down, I was like, wait, they can't really be doing this, right? This can't be real. And then I found out it was real, and I was like, wow, okay. This
Oh,
is
the
out,
other
this
thing-
is not real.
The other thing that the JP appended notice said was, we're taking feedback into account, but no changes will be made regarding paid versus free gems being used first.
Yeah, no plan.
Yeah.
No plans to change that. So that was in JP when there was feedback, they came out with something that was like, we're taking your feedback into account, but currently there are no plans to change whether or not like free gems or paid gems are used first.
To encourage the purchases of gems, which
That's
is mind-boggling. What kind of business decision is that? And all they did was hide behind in-game notices. That's why we didn't really hear about it in global, like because it's only in the in-game notice in JP, and all the global players, most of them don't read those obviously or can't read those. So we didn't really hear about it until later. But the JP community is upset about this as well. So hopefully it does change for both versions. Your thoughts, Lidz?
You know
obviously, we need to hear Lidz.
This is hot take, Lidz. All y'all's need to chill. You know why? Because this is pay to win players' fault. Okay? Yeah, that's right. If you guys wouldn't buy gotcha paid gems, we wouldn't be in this situation in the first place. Plain and simple. All right, I blame all the pay to win players. I blame you, Jinli.
That's true.
I blame you, bro.
That's true. The game wouldn't exist anymore.
Exactly.
Oh man, I thought of that comment that I shared with you, Lidz. The comment was
game has
outrageous.
lasted too long.
Shit.
We made the game last too long. It's too long. It needs to die now.
Oh, stop! Don't say that. If anything, like what you guys say. If anything, all right. So I'm not a super whale, right? Like Jinli, how Mino calls him. I'm not a whale. All right, like Jinli, plain and simple. All right. My credit card doesn't live on it. It's fine. I'm not at the cap yet. I'm getting close. I think I'm about 40K away from the cap, but I do have sympathy for those that are already there. Brez has mentioned it before. I tend to get bored of games very fast. That's why if you guys go to my YouTube, Alchemy Stars, what's that other game with the slime game, and I just go through them. They're gotcha games. I get bored very, very fast, but just playing this game for a long time, I wanted to support it. Monthly, the Mog passes, the costume. I used to buy the costumes all the time. Not anymore. I slowed down with that. I'm sure Jin Lee, being a whale, has every single costume in the game. But it just, if anything, I have a tendency of thinking in the long run, and it's just sad thinking how this is gonna affect the game to the point where I'm just concerned that it could possibly just go downhill. And us being players that have been in this game for a very, very long time. Unfortunately, I was not a day one player. I think I went in when Balthier was a thing. I remember when this game first came out, I was like, oh, what is this game? Because I was on Dokkan Battle at that time, and one of those Dokkan content creators kind of showed this game. I was like, oh, that's how I was aware of the game. But I didn't give it a chance at first. But then eventually, I did go to it. So unfortunately, I was not a day one player. But ever since then, I just been hooked to this game. And I'm just the type of person that loves to support things that I appreciate and enjoy. And I know that, oh, there goes my sticky notes. I don't know why I have sticky notes here. I know that there's always been hot takers saying that pay to win players or that this is their fault. But honestly, how much do we honestly spend in Opera Omnia? This is a very free to play friendly game. Being a content creator, all right, and doing my taxes, I spent more in other games compared to Opera Omnia that I really don't even cover. Legit, what do we buy in this game? We buy the premium Mog Pass and maybe a costume or two that we like every single month. That's it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so imagine it kind of like a monthly subscription, right? Maybe something like I don't know what, Disney Plus, right? Imagine just stopping your customers from being able to buy said monthly subscription. It's going to affect the company, and that's where I'm concerned about. This income that they're getting, they're going to start losing it, and I don't want to think about it, but it's there. I just hate. I don't want this game to go downhill, so to say. I don't want it to end, and that would be very sad. So that's where my mindset is about this.
Are you? First off, I'm gonna have to get my lawyer. I mean, first off, clear my whale name. For all of you who don't understand sarcasm, I am one of those good examples of like how you reach the cap just like naturally and casually spending. This is why it doesn't just affect whales. Like I broke it down in my original rant video, but essentially I spend about the amount of a premium mog pass since the game's inception or what. So about 4 years. If you buy a couple copy every day, you spend more than I do on this game. So it's just many people who, if you're not free to play and you casually spend, get a costume, or you get premium mog pass. I don't even get premium mog pass. I get basic mog pass. But just costumes alone, I don't even have all the costumes. You will hit that cap eventually, or you can reconsider buying certain things because there is a cap. So either way, they're losing money. And that's why all of us in the community don't understand this decision. We're trying to get it changed, and hopefully Joshua and Crystal can convey our messages and voices to the top suits that realize that this is pretty dumb. That's all we can really do at this point.
Just as it was mentioned here, guys, just we have faith that you guys aren't going to do it. But don't give them shit about this. It's not them. I know someone mentioned why didn't they mention it during the stream. Either A, it was just a corporate decision that they were just going to announce it in game just to reduce the backlash. But don't give them shit, guys. All right, give them a break. They're the middleman, so to say.
It's definitely not their fault because even the JP Opes, they had two of them, and neither announced anything about the cap. It's just a corporate decision that wasn't to be mentioned on stream. It seems like they were told not to mention it or anything. It seems like that's what's so weird about this. Like they knew that it would probably give backlash, but they seem to be not ready to respond to the backlash. So
so I know I heard that on JP they said that there was no plans to make adjustments. How long ago was this?
That was the in-game announcement when it went live.
Okay.
So JP did get like a notice that it was coming. None of us really heard about it in GL because JP players generally don't read that, or the circles of JP players that we know, they don't really read Japanese. So it was kind of just a low-key thing that no one really knew about. But the moment that it got announced in GL, then it blew up. And then like very soon it got implemented in JP. And JP gave that in-game announcement that essentially said, we don't plan to have paid gems used first to encourage the purchases of gems. That's when it came with the actual cap when it went live. So a JP player did record and help show that they can't buy anything. They were over the cap. They couldn't buy Mog Pass. They couldn't buy costumes. So it is really, really strange.
Okay. I just hope we hear more about it in the near future. I know that I did read a post that Joshua posted. It wasn't to answer or give us feedback. It was more just to tell us a little bit of transparency that they're across different time zones. So it just takes a bit for them to get back to us. But just hearing that, on the JP side that they have no plans, it's concerning. That's it. But I will say this, though. If I cannot buy my damn Tifa, all right? Remake purple costume. Come on.
You're going to have to stop your premium Mog Pass there, Lidz. You're going to have to stay under the cap.
That's what's sad, too. Let's say there's I guess not really. But longtime players, I mean, that just sucks. Not being able to get the premium Mog Pass or even the regular Mog Pass just for those extra benefits. Now, again, this mainly... This is for like longtime players who have been supporting the game for a very long time. Now that that's gonna stop, God, I don't know. Gosh, I gotta stop thinking about it.
What decision? What logical mind would think? Oh, let's make a decision that affects the business of the game and hurts their most loyal customers. What should we do? Oh, that looks about right. Which is why I think that Mino's explanation in his Reddit post comparing the success of DQ Tactics and them trying to mimic it in DFFOO without any mind to logic or how it would work. That's probably the most logical reason, and they need to walk it back. Walk it back in DFFOO. It's not going to work without a solution, at least. Without a way to use paid gems first or use it on paid gem banners or whatever. I mean, I don't really like that, but if it is gonna solve this and help the game live on, then that's fine with me. And this is a PvE game. Everyone should remember this is a PvE game. So if somebody else is having higher rates because they paid for the gems, it's not gonna affect you. That person paid for the gems, and if you want the higher rate, then you pay for the gems too. It's not a big deal. We're not having to fight other whale teams in PvP. So somebody has all the weapons, and good for them. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect you.
Wait,
What
so
affects you is if the game lives or dies. That's what affects you.
you and
What's
40
up
are
with-
not fighting tomorrow with your in-game
Well,
whale
that
status?
does matter. I mean, I will beat him there. But like, it doesn't matter if I have more weapons than 40 or 40 has more weapons than me. It doesn't matter how I play the game. So if somebody's gonna whale and have everything in the game, good for them. They can have all the weapons in the game. That doesn't really matter
They
to
can
me.
support the game.
Exactly.
It shouldn't affect anybody. Yeah, anybody that's like, oh yeah, ooh, wow, how would you spend like $1,000 on a mobile game? Oh my god, so much money. It's been like 4 years, and
Yeah.
you spend
Yeah.
that much money on like so many other things. If somebody is enjoying it or creating content because of it, it's so many reasons to. No one should police how somebody spends their game unless they're like spending money on a gacha game over their family or whatever. But essentially, everyone can do what they want with their own money. And
just wanted to throw this out there. Guys, please feel free to ask any questions, and we will cover it if we can, because we are getting near the tail end of this show. But no, I agree, Jen. I agree. Some individuals like to Netflix subscriptions, Disney Plus. We like to keep Op Romney alive and, pay that monthly premium Mog Pass fee.
I mean, $40 a month is like a drop in the water for most people. I'm not trying to like be entitled or say like, "Ooh, look at that rich or poor person," but like, no one should be like, how do you? People can spend the money how they want to, and if it's supporting the game that you enjoy playing as well, and you're not actually supporting the game, you should be thanking the people that are giving you a game to play, pretty much.
Is it fair to say that all of us have been broke at one point in this game?
It was a long time ago when I was
Oh.
broke.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, in the 35 CP era was the last time I was like, once EX era started, and especially when Pity started, then I started saving gems, and I've never been broke since. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember for me, it was during the SAS 35 CP eras, one of our previous apartments. I remember I went down to 0 and I just got the last one, but was able to save up again. But
yeah, that was the 35 CP era. I was pretty broke then too, but I was free to play then as well. So it wasn't any of my paid gems that was being used because I didn't pay for gems back then.
Yeah.
I only paid for gems once I started just enjoying the game and wanting costumes and things, but I always had free gems to use first before my paid. So my paid just accumulated. I'm barely over 300,000. I felt like it was a personal attack. They were like, what's Jin's gem count at? What's his paid gem count at? Oh, it's around 300,000. Let's make the cap 300,000 because of his stupid resource management video and everything hurting the game. So hurting people spending or whatever. It was a personal attack, I felt.
I mean, I blame you for showing me how to manage my resources well. Like, you got me into this situation where I can no longer spend any money, obviously.
True.
and
It's true.
And it's
You're
fair,
too, AJ.
and it's fair to say it's all the hot takers that are really saying that this isn't an issue. They're just blaming all the paying players.
There's a lot of there's some pretty vocal ones that I've had to try to put out the fire because I'm just like, you don't see the bigger picture. And I think that's what riled me up the most because I just really love this community, and I want it to succeed and I want it to grow and I want us to all stay together. I mean, besides this issue, this game as a whole is one of the best gacha game experiences out there. Fantastic, gacha system, extremely generous, fantastic community. Like, why would we let something like this end? Which is why we're so vocal about this. And whenever I see a hot take, I'm like, oh, I'm not letting that slide. I'm not letting that slide because we built up this whole thing for what, 4 or 5 years now.
Somebody in chat is saying this whole thing got nothing to do with DFO though. It's implemented in multiple Square Enix games. Tell us which games, first of all. Tell us which games they are. And do those games have a way to spend the paid gems? If either situation is not the case, then that means this is dumb and the other ones are fine.
And what's like, what does, let's say it's the 300K cap. What does 300K mean in that game versus this game? Like this game,
Right.
300K, we get those, you can get those gems for free in like, 3-4 months, maybe 5 months if you just don't spend it on anything. It's very different than if it takes like over a year or two to accumulate 300K gems in a different gacha.
Right. Like gem currencies are completely different. Like I mentioned with the Minos comparison with DQ Tactics, 300,000 is a lot for them. They have ways to use their paid gems. And I also haven't heard that War of Divisions has its cap.
Yeah, I keep saying War of Divisions.
I think people would have heard that War of Divisions has its cap.
Not even
FFB, I haven't heard that has its cap either.
What?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, what FFBE and War of the Visions did, which I guess sort of relates to this because I mentioned this in my video, is I mentioned that maybe Square is doing this to put a halt to cheap gem spending because there is something out there called cheap gem vendors where you hand somebody your account and they get you a ton of gems for a cheap price, but it's illegal. And I know FFBE and War of the Visions did something to where those players are just outright banned. But so I threw that theory out there because we were all trying to figure out why are they doing this, But yeah, for FFBE and War of the Visions, that's what they did in terms of that situation. But now that I think about it for DFO, it doesn't even make sense to do that because the generosity of this game and also the economy of the game is very different from FFBE and War of the Visions.
And we'd have to have a way to use our paid gems like other games do that have
exactly.
The cap. You're generally going to find if there's a game that has a paid gem cap, they're going to have a way to use your paid gems. We have no way to differentiate the use of our paid gems or free gems. They're just, our free gems are used first, but they're the exact same as the paid gems. So,
and all these,
and the cap is just so little for DFFO. Like, in the amount of, no one has like millions and millions of whatever currency is in some other gacha game.
I feel
they
like
just don't. DFFO is completely different than those other games. What's up, Liz?
I was just gonna say that, like, I know these other games are being mentioned, but they all have paid banners. If Opera Omni had that, this would have been a completely different discussion. But those other games, think about it, they have paid banners. Opera Omni doesn't. So, which is the most mind-boggling thing is because if they were going to implement this, you would think that they were planning to implement a way for us to use paid gems, but no, they just implemented it and said we don't plan to have you use paid gems first before free gems, and that's it. So
and they implemented it like 4 years, 5 years after each game opened, being like, yeah, the historical data that you had no idea was going to be taken into account. Yay! All of a sudden, like it screws you over now.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they get back to us. Guys, just, I mean, if you're going to be vocal, just be not toxic about it, okay? Just don't give the community manager shit. It's not on them. It's not on them. They're just the middlemen. So.
Yeah, the reason we're generally in an outcry because of the DFFO, because they implemented it so late into a game where it doesn't fit, because we have no way to get rid of those gems. And yeah, people mention other games. You have to look at why cap is there in the other games, and if those players have a problem with the cap or not. Like DFFO, essentially, we have problems with the cap, and we can't spend any money on the game, so that means the game dies, and that's not good for anyone. And it's not like Doom posting. It literally is just people's concern for the game staying alive. That's it. So free to play, whale, whoever you are, you fall in between. If you like the game, then you want it to survive. So this cap has to go or be fixed.
Yes, please. Well, I mean, if anything. Oh, go ahead, 40. I'm sorry.
Oh, I had something that I remember that I wanted to debunk. It's something that I read on Jin's video. But someone mentioned, there was a comment that I read that, well, Square Enix does have a terms of service that you guys read, that you guys have to agree to, and there's clauses in it that they can do whatever they want. They can change the rules. While that is true, if the rule is stupid and it hurts the community and it hurts the game, I think it's important that you should address it and not just mindlessly follow it like sheep. Just putting that out there, because I saw that comment and man, I wanted to go after it. I'm just like, that is the stupidest reason to just accept this. That yes, while Square Enix does own this, and yes, we do read a terms of service, and there are rules that they could change. It doesn't mean that we can't be vocal about it if it just doesn't make sense, if it hurts the community and hurts the game.
Exactly. Like, what about this situation makes sense? Like, customers of a business are actively wanting to spend money at that business, and the business says no.
Yeah.
That is the most absurd thing I can think of in any business situation, regardless of what the reason is, without giving a reason as to why. It's just why this community is so united on this situation, and why the people that don't understand why we are, they just don't understand the situation. It's pretty much just what I think.
Well, I will say this: if anything, those hot takers are giving us a funny take on the Opera Omnia struggle clown tweets on Twitter. That's always great to read those. Those are amazing. Those are great. Check them out on Twitter if you're on there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, guys, if anything, we could always hop over to My Little Pony. Gotcha. So I hear great things. Let's do it.
Or Goat Simulator.
Goat Simulator. Let's freaking go. All right, guys. So
someone in chat, I just want to respond to it. It says it really only hurt the heavy spenders.
I was just typing the response.
So, I mean, I don't know what you meant by this specifically, if it was like a comment meant to attack or defend Squex, but I'm just gonna say that it hurts casual veteran spenders as well, not just the heavy spenders. And it also hurts everyone, because the game is going to die if the biggest spenders can't spend anymore on the game. So the game does need to make some money. So in that way, it hurts everyone. That's the main point that we try to get across, is that free to play or whale or anywhere in between, if the game dies, it hurts everyone. And money is important for a game to survive. So yeah, if it's hurting big spenders, it hurts us too. And I'm by no means a big spender, and I hit the cap. So,
and this isn't gonna force us longtime players who support the game to spend all our gems. So
yeah, we're going free to play. That's what's killing the game.
Yeah, this is gonna stop us from spending money, and because we're all planners, so there's that. I don't know. All right, guys. So obviously, you guys can tell that we are very passionate about this game. We are very passionate about this topic. But that being said, all right, who took down the first question? Who did from Blobs? Someone wrote that one?
Yeah,
All
from
right,
Discord.
on,
Thanks,
guys.
Blobs. So with some characters in the late C90 era and early Shinryu not being as popular since they came out towards the tail end of C90, which C90/rework character would you like to see early on Global? Personally, I'd love for Lulu and maybe Vincent to be moved up. Vincent obviously, won't be since like Burst Cycle, but I would love to see Lulu moved up. I feel like she's never been stellar on any of her releases, because it's always been like at really awkward timings, but her LD is really good, but then it's like right when Force era starts. So I would love for her to get a little bit of extra love personally. What about you, 40?
Let me read the question again. I was lightweight distracted. So with some characters in the late C90 era and early Shinryu, which C90 rework character would you like to see early on Global? Oh, that's a great. King, because King is literally right before Shinryu, and poor King, and also Shantoto. I think Shantoto's rework now would be nice to have that early on Global DFFOO, because I swear she always gets the shaft. She has a really good rework right now, but it was released alongside Renoa, FR, and BT. So it's like, oh, well, no one's going to care about Toto. So give some of these characters who we know, at least with the timeline on JP, they come a little too late, a little bit early. So we get to have a little bit more fun with them, put them in the spotlight, because there's so many other characters that are already overshadowing them. Those are my choices. What about you, Jin?
Oh, go ahead.
Or Lids, Jin, whoever.
Well, I mean, give me Cloud already. Give me somebody to take this great sword ultimate weapon off of Gilgamesh. And let me put it on my Cloud.
That's true.
Why? I don't know. I still don't understand why they held back his and Squall C90 with the Star Dash banner of Lightning C90. But yeah, bring it up. Where is it? I need to use my ultimate weapon on somebody other than Gilgamesh. What about you, Liz? I'm sure you're up for the Cloud. The Cloud move up as well.
I was very surprised we actually didn't get Cloud and Squall C90s for the anniversary. I was very surprised. I seriously anticipated them doing it, but they did not. So honestly, let's go Core Force early. Why not? Let's do it. Let's go. Let's freaking go.
Yeah, bring up early Force weapons with Core. Well, that sounds like it won't break the game.
Not at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. So just do it.
Actually, what they need to do is bring up the Tifa Burst and the Air Force, just so that we can buy the costumes now.
Exactly.
And then,
yes.
Yeah.
And then I'll be okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
If they were ever to bring up a character early, if I'd be curious to see how Luna Freya would do without her Force weapon right now. It would be insane. It would be insane. But that
would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would definitely get people to spend more gems, because then you gotta pull her now and then you gotta pull her Force weapon.
That would be an interesting dilemma, but we'll save that.
So I wouldn't want them to do that myself.
No. Not at all.
I wouldn't want that.
We had the second one, the JP one.
Also blobs.
Okay. For those that play JP or keep up with JP, what do you want to see with Crystal level 100 EX plus? Let's do it. Let's go. 40, how about yourself?
So I was talking to Living Ichigo about this because he and I, we actually met up in person a few weekends ago, and we were talking DFFOO out of all things. And we were talking about level 100 era, because it's going to be coming out fairly soon on JP. And we're like, what could they potentially add besides new passives and things like that? And we were talking about like accessories, like adding in another equipment slot. Level 100 cap would unlock another equipment slot, which would give us accessories. And these accessories would give, like, for example, debuff immunity to that character, or, brave damage or HP damage cap up to that character. And you would be able to craft these particular accessories, with materials that you would get from, let's say, like beating the hardest difficulty that they're going to be released. That's going to be overtaking Shinryu. So that's something that we were kind of like, that I was talking to him about, unlocking like another equipment slot for like accessories, and they would have these like different effects, something like that. Yeah. What about you, Jin?
With the current situation in the game now, I don't really know, but generally I always just like free upgrades. So like a C100 is just a free upgrade. I love that, but I do see, like, I do like your idea. You mentioned, like, just it adds more depth to a character, and you have to use resources that you probably need to either pool for or complete hard content for, so it requires some pooling. So yeah, they probably, in terms of a business perspective, I don't really like giving them ideas, but they do need to probably monetize C100 a little bit better than they do the general upgrades. But I hate saying that, but that is the situation with the game right now, being honest. What about you, Riz?
Yeah, I loved. This just makes me so mad, because we had such a good anniversary. Like, the addition of the crevasse was just so cool, and I was like, this is a really fucking cool new fight system that is like global first or whatever. Like, this is awesome. This is such a great idea. And now it just all leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But 40, I really like that idea about accessories and stuff. Someone said that predicting Ultima armors would be next. I think that would be great. But yeah, I agree with you, and I agree with Jin, where like it's probably, something that probably led to this decision is that, C90 was already probably not a big moneymaker in JP, since it was just focusing on, weapon era where most people had the weapons or didn't need to pull for them. And now in global, where there's Foresight and now Garnet, not that I want like more gotcha weapons or something, but just for the game's survival, which I never really thought I'd have to think about, at least for a while. But here we are. What about you, Lids?
I just want them to experiment more. That's all I want them to do. I've always wanted to experiment more, like the crevasse that we just got. Crevasse that we just got recently. I always mispronounce it intentionally. But it's, look at JP, 5 years, and this is the biggest one for me. Like 5 years, and they only have 2 characters that affect either the enemies or your party based on their position on the team. That's gonna be Pain and what's her face, Tuna Freya. Why don't we? I would love for them to experiment with that a little bit more. So I don't know if that'll be a C100 thing. I have no idea, but that's just one thing I would love if they could implement. We'll see. I don't know. If anything, C100, it'll be the EX++ era. All right, let's go. Or Burst plus era. I don't freaking know. So we'll see.
I do hope that it's something interesting. Like we can't keep going like the same old down the same old path. This game will need to throw a curveball in there somewhere.
Right.
And that's something that I've been always comparing to. Like one thing I know, Christoria, rest in peace. It was great while it lasted. One thing that I always compared to like Christoria is like they always had a monthly tower that would always reset, and I like that. And I always wish that was something that they did not Bromnia, but that they did Crevasse. I'm hopeful that they just keep doing that, just keep pushing that content. I freaking love Crevasse. It was great. It was amazing. So that's what happens.
People are mentioning like we could get like burst boards or or LD plus. Obviously, that also means like, hey, we need more character points, character enhancement points. Which if you can't buy Mog Pass, then okay, that sucks.
So
which is already ridiculously expensive for character points right now. Yeah, go ahead, Liz.
So apparently it was confirmed that the restrictions for burst have been lifted for burst characters. Right?
Yes.
Side of the game. So burst calls. When is that? Maybe C100.
Yeah.
Burst calls.
Oh wow, that would be broken.
Yeah. Could you
imagine calling? Yeah.
It did seem like they were going that direction because so many random characters that weren't, main protagonists or antagonists, they were getting burst. So yeah, it just seemed like that was gonna eventually happen.
So all you Zell fans out there, keep an eye out.
I wonder if they're gonna do cycles or it's just everyone's banner has just their burst on it and that's it, and you got to chase it or not. I mean, that definitely will get people pulling a lot and selling. That would be tough. Or I'll be skipping a lot personally.
Yeah. All right. Wait.
That question's to you, Lids. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's from Sherlock.
These are meme questions. Raz, do these count?
I don't know. I didn't look at them. I just saw the bullet point. But it is we are getting to the tail end of
which all right. We're I 40, did you put this one in here?
Sherlock told me to put it. He told me to direct it to you. I tried not to laugh.
Which Final Fantasy character has the best hygiene and which Final Fantasy character has the worst? So I'm going to say Tifa has the best hygiene, obviously, and the worst hygiene is going to be Zell. He's eating hot dogs and he's an athletic type of person. So he's going to be very sweaty. All right, next question. Is it? All right, hold on. This last one doesn't count. Is there one more? This one doesn't count.
But the DFFOO die before we get a third Tactics character? It's possible we probably aren't ever going to get a third Tactics character. So I guess the answer is yes.
That's not a real question.
Or if they release the Tactics character, that means the game is over. Yeah. Riku, Tactics character, they signal end of service.
All right. Gosh damn it! We better get another damn Tactics character before this game dies. I'm gonna be pissed.
I hope so.
If we don't see Thunder God Sid, gosh damn it! # stop the cap. All right. Do you guys see any very last legitimate non-meme question before we end the stream?
I feel like guys, please. I mean, speaking of Gao, I think I forgot to mention this, but like, they reset his character board for some reason. So if everyone has to redo Gao's boards, if you haven't, just FYI.
Oh, that's actually good to know. I love Gao. Gao's great. He's always been great.
Gao's great. So
I
underrated.
named Gal after Lids in my playthrough for FF6 Pixel
Gao
Remaster.
Makanai. Let's go.
And I named Celis Jin Lee.
Let's go. After my my best cosplay ever.
Oh, there's oh, we got a sub from Good Rats. Appreciate the love and support. Question: is it true that if you don't use it, you'll lose it? Yes. If you don't use your purchased gems, you will lose it when this game ends. Oh gosh, damn it!
You said when? Ah, my heart.
I know.
I mean, technically, there is gonna be always a win. Every game has
Yeah,
So.
exactly.
But this, we never really thought about the live shelf of DFFOO until now. That's pretty much
I know.
what
No, it's
I
never
never even
crossed.
entertained the idea.
Yeah, it's Dragoon 21 years later. Yeah, I want to be an old guy with my cane and still playing Opera Omni. I don't give a shit. We need to see Thunder God sit in this game. All right?
We'd have Lidz Jr. would be doing the Fireside
Yeah,
now.
pretty
He'd
much,
be
yeah.
taking over for his dad.
Lidz
And
Jr.
40, Zayden
Zayden, Edge.
and Edge podcast with Lidz Jr.
Fireside Chad Jr.
Fireside Jr. Yeah.
All right, guys. That being said, that's the end of the stream, friends. Again, we can't stress it. We can't stress this enough. Please don't give shit to the community managers. This is not up to them. This was obviously a corporate decision. So during the next community live stream, we know you guys won't, and we know that it's going to be the hot takers, but just give them a break. All right, friends. So that being said, we appreciate you guys joining us here for the 17th episode of this monthly Fireside Chat episode. So if my fellow hosts would please, again, let the viewers know where they may find you.
Rez, you can find me on YouTube, Twitch, and Discord, and you can find this tiny, tiny dog usually on my lap, asleep. Sorry, I woke you up again.
You can find Jin Lee on YouTube, and my Salas cosplay pictures are on my OnlyFans.
Wait, is it really? Where's my credit card?
You guys can find me 40 the Broadway Saiyan on YouTube, Twitch, Discord, and Twitter. And again, reminder, March 8th, 5,000 follower Twitch, 5,000 Twitch follower a celebration stream. I'll be doing some giveaways. I'd love to see you guys there. We're gonna play all sorts of games, including Goat Simulator. So.
And Lidz87, YouTube, and Twitch. Guys, remember to spam the hashtag #StopTheCap. All right, friends. So again, we greatly appreciate you guys joining us, and we will see you guys on the next one. All right, take care. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Hashtag stop the cap.
Bye.
Hashtag stop the cap. Bye.
Hashtag stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Stop
Stop the cap.